and it's a team from Toronto, Canada. We, the North, are now we, the champions, the Raptors, the 2019 NBA champs.
There's this Canadian guy for a school called Simon Fraser, and he goes for 38 points.
Oh, my. Little ball fake by Bosch. Davis bit, and there he went to the hoop.
A lot of pressure on Bosch. He did not play well last year against New Jersey, so now he doesn't want to become one of these guys everybody talks about has never won a playoff series. So a lot of attention on Bosch.
With the 9th pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors select DeMar DeRozan from the University of Southern California.
You know, it's a great organization. You know, everybody loved it, you know, and it's a great city to be in. And the city showed so much support, you know, and embraced all the players in the organization. And that's one thing that I really took in and I really appreciate.
I don't know. It's just disappointing and it kind of takes a lot of energy out of it. This year I had the whole mindset of how things were going to go, and yeah, we're going to make the playoffs, and I'm planned my whole summer around it.
It was a little bit difficult to attract players. I mean, I think that's been known throughout, you know, the past years because we tried to get some guys, and at the end of the day, they chose somewhere else, even though we were a good team at the time.
Heat set to add now Chris Bosh, willing to go to Miami and so leave some $30 million on the table.
Toronto's upset that Chris was talking with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James weeks ago about joining forces in Miami.
Let me break it to you. The Raptors gonna suck.
Oh, no.
I don't want you to be caught by surprise. Chris Bosh was a very good player.
Yeah.
Wasn't a great player, but the Raptors, they're gonna struggle.
Very, very happy to announce today a new head coach. It was a long, exhaustive process. And with that, again, I'd like to introduce Dwayne Casey as the next head coach of the Raptors.
I can't wait to get out here and show the people and show everyone else, show everybody what I can do. And I'm just going to try to be a good face, a good guy, try to bring my intangibles, bring my game to the team and help pound the rock out.
After years of listening to fans on Twitter beg him to do so, Brian Colangelo has stepped down. His official role was president of team and business operations when Masai Ujiri took over as GM, but after realizing he really wouldn't play a significant role in the team, he made the decision to leave.
I believe in Masai. I believe he could touch the sky. I think about him every night and day.
That one was weird.
He made Bargnani go away.
I want you to pay special attention to the last one. See that? Masai Ujiri. GM/warlord. Masai is a G.
He is.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
He's a top 5 GM, and they
Agreed.
have never, ever in a million years had anybody who knew what they were doing run this team.
It's too simple to say that the ball stopped with Rudy Gay, and there wasn't, and he was essentially the problem. But there's no doubt, Dwayne, that this team has played differently and played better since his departure.
Here in New Orleans with DeMar DeRozan, first-time All-Star, part of the great Raptors resurgence. Nobody expected this. Did you expect it?
I did. People look down on us like they've done past years, and a lot of us took that personally.
Lowry with them, poked away, scooped up Kyle Lowry. Lowry gives it to the trailing DeRozan. Oh, DeMar DeRozan demolishes the rim.
Great play by Kyle Lowry, poking a ball loose from Smart. Great patience. Wait for the trailer. Hello.
5 seconds. Lowry. Williams, the tight defense. Here is Lowry on the deck through 2. Lowry put it up. It's blocked by Pierce, and the Nets win the series and sends Brooklyn to the second round. Listen to the fans salute their Raptors for a great season as you watch the ultimate play of the game.
For the Toronto Raptors, what's really important, if they do make the playoffs, and I think they will, they should, can they get out of the first round? That's the big, big question mark right now, because the last 3 years that they have made the playoffs, they've had home court advantage twice, and they haven't been able to get out of that first round.
DeRozan behind the back, momentarily lost it, gathers, shot, makes it! 95-93! Rats
we love playing this game of basketball, and we just. I thought you had something to say. We just look forward to it as another challenge. We never look at it a negative way. Man, any chance we get, man, stop playing with me, man. I'm trying to be professional.
That's your answer.
I'm sorry.
Now talking about the sweeps, another sweep, the Wizards beating the Raptors. And I love how Paul Pierce continues to beat them up by putting up the Game of Thrones picture. Did you see him?
No, go ahead.
Oh, take a look at this. So he puts this up that says, King in the North.
Are the Raptors for real this year? Now, in the past few seasons, the Toronto Raptors have not been a second-half team. They've struggled in the playoffs.
I think they're good enough to make the conference finals. I don't care how much Cleveland implodes. If LeBron is still healthy, I think that they will still beat the Raptors.
Carroll finds DeRozan. DeRozan pushed. Joseph in the corner for the win. Got it! Corey Joseph in the corner for the win!
Toronto today advancing to the franchise's first ever Eastern Conference Final. It's official now. It's the greatest season in Raptors history.
First of all, I wanted to congratulate Cleveland. I also want to really commend our team. We want to continue to learn to be relevant in this league and continue to grow and learn how to win.
With the 27th pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Pascal Siakam from Douala, Cameroon, and New Mexico State University.
My whole mindset has always been Toronto. My whole goal when I first got here was to make this whole city and this whole country be known. It's like we always got the short end of the stick. I am Toronto. I represent this thing harder than anybody.
I had a chance to get drafted, but they were talking about putting me in the D-League for 2 to 3 years. Obviously, I'm disappointed, but I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Obviously, everybody's dreaming to get drafted, as a kid growing up.
I think a lot of people forget they were just one game behind the Cavs in terms of the regular season wins. They took 2 games from them in the Eastern Conference Finals. They also got destroyed in the other 4 games. But are people sleeping on this team? Their team is very similar.
The loss of Bismack Biyombo last year was bigger than they thought it would be. And Ibaka brings a lot of those elements back, plus three-point shooting. Plus three-point shooting. So you have an upgrade possibly at that spot.
10.6 to go. Corey Joseph on a handoff for DeMar. 7, 6, 5. DeRozan 4-3. Jumper good! DeRozan with 1.9 to go.
After that performance, we need a cultural reset here. And I take responsibility first. I blame myself first. I've questioned myself. Should I have made those trades? What should we have done? What could I have done better to put these guys in a better situation?
And with the 23rd pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select OG Anunoby from Indiana University.
Toronto has re-signed Serge Ibaka and Kyle Lowry, but they were on shorter deals than I think people might have been expecting. What's Toronto doing here?
They could be 2 years into this, say we've gone as far as we can go, and then they can make moves and get out. But they also want to get some money off now.
Team Up North has been busy working on something just as radical in its own way, revamping their entire playing style. Step 1 this preseason has been trying to improve ball movement. Step 2 goes hand in hand with that, a new focus on three-point shooting, which is something we saw DeMar DeRozan taking steps toward on his IG this summer.
DeMar DeRozan, 6 to go, got all the way to the bucket. Dominant! Dynamite! Detonates! What a finish. That's what an all-star looks like, folks. You're looking into the eyes of an all-star.
A record-setting NBA regular season for the Toronto Raptors, a franchise record in wins, the first overall seed in the Eastern Conference. But still, despite the accolades, we see it, we feel it, we definitely hear it. They're not getting the love from the pundits down south.
The knives are out and everyone wants to dissect the body. Is the head the problem? The heart? How did a team that spent a year changing everything about itself to prepare for its inevitable showdown with the Cavaliers find itself on that court last night looking so, well, broken?
My instant reaction is that it's BS. I don't think he deserved it because he lost to the best player in the world. Now, it doesn't help that he got swept, but if you look at the roster that was assembled and how they fold whenever LeBron James is in their vicinity, I don't know how you can blame the coach for that.
The Spurs will send Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green to the Raptors for DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a 2019 first-round pick. There's no question this deal comes with great risk for Toronto. In the end, they didn't think they were good enough with the team they had.
I think there actually is a lot of pressure on these Toronto Raptors. If they make it to the NBA Finals, Kawhi, maybe he might want to stay in the six. But if they don't make it, or if it doesn't go the way they think it will, we could be looking at a complete and total rebuild, and they will look at this deal and say, hey, we traded away our greatest player in Raptor history, DeMar DeRozan, and a year later, we don't have anything.
Some of this is, though, who do you have to compete against in the East? And Tibbs, you were saying just a minute ago, this gives them somebody who can compete with them, Joel Embiid, right? I mean, you need a big body in there to be able to hang with Joel for however many minutes you want that to be.
Spurs up by 1. And a turnover. Leonard. Raptors lead it. They ripped DeRozan at midcourt.
He's been through this before, the playoffs, and made deep runs, obviously. He relishes this time of year, and I think it shows, right? He just playing strong, playing fast, playing defense. You know, he's a great two-way player.
It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
Last week it's 2-0, and you and I agreed it was a wrap.
Well, first of all, we all look like fools right now, but there's no shame in being made to look like a fool like by Kawhi Leonard, because that has been the difference in this series. They were down 0-2. What happens? Nick Nurse makes the adjustments of putting Kawhi Leonard on the Greek Freak.
And that's it. There's a new NBA champion, and it's a team from Toronto, Canada. We, the North, are now we, the champions, the Raptors, the 2019 NBA champs.
Your 2019 NBA champion, Toronto Raptors!
Canada! The NBA title is yours!
Kawhi is the biggest enigma in all of basketball. But Masai Ujiri said something the other day when he was talking about Kawhi Leonard. He said, ultimately, I have respect for Kawhi Leonard, and we've done everything we needed to do to make it the best possible case scenario for him.
You know, I want to thank the Toronto Raptor fans. You know, I don't have social media, so I'm not able to put out a, paragraph or whatever. But just thank all Toronto, the city, the country. It was a great, amazing season. Best parade ever. Thank you.
You're pretty unhappy today, aren't you?
I am. It's definitely disappointing news. It's been a really, really fun year. At the end of the day, I think Kawhi did what was best for him, and he's a human at the end of it. So
we won't have Kawhi next season, but nobody can take that championship away.
No.